So I'm going around the internet and I see this advice that whoever says the price first loses when you're negotiating. And I thought, man, that is a bunch of crap. It's bad advice. Now the truth is, in creative services sales, there are times when you should say the price first, and there are times when you should get the client to say the price first. Now let's talk about the benefits to each of these. Here's why you should get your client to say the price first. You don't leave money on the table. If you say the price first and your price is too low compared to their budget, you could be leaving a lot of money on the table. I have a coaching student who took my advice about asking the budget before a big UX project. Now she was thinking during the meeting with the client that she was probably gonna bid it around $20K, $20,000. And then she thought, you know what, I should ask their budget. So she asked the client what they wanted to spend on this project, and the client came back to her and said that they probably wanted to be under 50 grand. So she would have bid it at $30,000 under what they were willing to spend on this engagement. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, isn't that gouging the client? Aren't we gouging them on price? Because now we know their number, we're just gonna bid it at their number. It's not that way. The more the client spends on the project, it is to their advantage. It's to their advantage to spend more because you can spend more time working on the project. You're not gonna feel budget constraints, and the more time and quality and effort you put into the work, the better the results are going to be for them. So it is to the client's advantage to spend more on the project. It's not gouging them. Now, on the flip side, sometimes it's beneficial for you to say the price first. Now, I always did this when I was vetting a client. If I didn't feel like the client had the right budget in mind for their project, if I felt like they were gonna be a little too cheap, I would tell them the price first. Now, I would do it in a way that's kind of like, the last project that we worked on that is similar to this project that you're wanting to do was on the high end about $7,000, on the low end it was about $5,000. Is that kind of 7,000 on the high, 5,000 on the low? Is that budget range something that works for you? In these situations, when I'm vetting a client, I'm gonna say the price first because I don't feel like they might have the budget to work with my agency.
Now sometimes they're gonna freak out and they're gonna say, oh, that's way more than we were expecting to spend. It's too much, blah, blah, blah.
And in that situation, you can offer them two different options. Option number one, they can increase their budget to do the whole scope. Or option number two, they can reduce the scope to fit the budget that they actually wanna spend. Now sometimes they'll say that the price is great.
That range just works great for us.
And then I feel like, oh no, maybe I underbid it. You just don't know. And that's the risk with saying the price first. There's a risk with the client saying the price first. The truth is, negotiation requires a toolbox of strategies. You need a variety of different tools to close the deal. Sometimes you're gonna say the price first, sometimes the client's gonna say the price first. It just depends on the situation. You gotta read each situation and use the right tool for the right opportunity. That's how you're gonna be effective in sales. It's not an always, whoever says the price first is the loser of this negotiation. That is bull crap. Bull crap. Sometimes they say it, sometimes you say it. Just depends on the situation. All right, thank you. I hope this video helps you in your negotiation strategies, understand the dynamics and differences between saying the price first versus the client saying it first. Thanks a lot. We'll see you again soon.